It's another beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we're still neighbors. I'm just so excited, honey. I get to stay in the neighborhood one more again, and so do you, because you're still here. But anyway, honey, did y'all have a good weekend? Did y'all do anything special? Did anybody do anything special? What did I do? I didn't do nothing, honey. I'm just, my life is just getting to be more, honey, do my nose, getting to be more boring and boring. But it's all good, honey. I'm gonna make it work, though, honey. Because somewhere there's a love just for me, and I'm gonna find it somewhere, honey. Yes, I am. But we're not gonna keep pushing this, honey. I got a special guest today, y'all. Now, this young man here, honey, he's a great guy, honey. He's a pastor. He's doing great things in the community. He loves everybody. He loves me. He loves you. So I'm not going to even go, honey, even stretching it and keep pushing it back without further ado. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hand together for Pastor Sammie. Hey, Pastor Sammie.
Hello, Gary. What's going on? Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes, Pastor, honey. Nothing better than having a good, because sometimes we need the word, honey, and then the other word, honey. So, but yeah, but I'm glad you came. But now, we tried to do this once, and I think it was some kind of pushback or something happened or whatever. But honey, the good thing about it is you're here now, honey.
I'm here now. I made it to this interview, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
So, Pastor Sammie, honey, tell me, who is Pastor Sammie? What does Pastor Sammie do? Is Pastor Sammie a reverend, honey? Is he a pastor in the church? Is he laying hands? Is he putting that good healing oil, honey? What is Pastor Sammie doing, honey, with the title, especially pastor?
So, well, we do all of that. I am Pastor Sammie. I'm the senior pastor of Vision Los Angeles, and of course, in Los Angeles, California.
Oh, we love Los Angeles, city of what? Angels.
Angels. You got it. And so I function as a senior pastor that is a bold space for all people to experience God. And I am also an extension of Vision Atlanta, which is led by Bishop O.C. Allen. So I'm actually functioning as a pastor. Of course, we use the oil, we lay hands, we do all of it. But most importantly,
yes, we do.
We're just creating a bold space for all people, no matter who you are, walk of life, whatever orientation you may have. It is just a God-centered space.
And Pastor, when you say a bold space,
yeah,
I mean, tell us, elaborate on the bold space. What is that? What we mean when we're talking about a bold space, where people could feel safe and be who they are, or what's a bold space?
So when
bold space.
So when I talk about a bold space, because I think it's important for us to be more than just having a safe space, because where is a safe space? But I think it needs to be a bold space, bold enough for you to just be simply who you are, to bring 100% of yourself into the space and not have to check out part of you in order to be accepted in the community. This space allows you to fully be who you are, that you may bring your full self into a worship experience and a community of people who are there to love and support you and push you forward in terms of your dream and your vision and where you're going, as we believe, vision will lead you to victory. And so when it is a bold space is to be set apart from others, to stand out above the rest, and just be simply, authentically, and honestly who you are. And that's what we mean by when we say a bold space. We want you to just live in your truth.
Exactly. So, Pastor Sammie, and that's the thing, honey. I never really had the problem with the church, and how I have some friends stop going to certain churches, to heterosexual churches, because the pastor would say Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, and all this. Well, let me tell you something, Pastor Sammie. I don't care. You can say what the hell you want to say, because I know, honey, my relationship with God, honey, or whomever you want to call him. I know my relationship. You're not running me from nowhere, for one thing. And my thing is, though, I think it's a sad thing that we still living in a society, and Pastor Sammie, we ain't gonna kind of fudge you, kind of sometimes your cousins are the ones, honey, be running all your other cousins away from the church, because they be throwing the Bible at them and all that other stuff, honey. And that's why so many damn people of alternative lifestyle, not on the streets, don't know who they are, don't know what to do and stuff, because the church, some of the people at the church, or their families and stuff, are just non-accepting,
Hmm.
it's just too much. And I thank God that my parents, first of all, my parents accepted my lifestyle. And then after that, honey, everything else just fell into place because you can't tell me nothing about that. He said Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. He said all our asses because we all
Right.
his children. We all his children. So good. So
We
you can't sit there
all.
and tell me we all are. He made each and every one of us. So you
Yeah.
can't sit here and tell me, honey, that girl, he just your damn God. No, girl, he for
Right.
everybody. You know? So I don't
That
like that.
he is. No, I don't like it either. There's nothing about you, and I say it to everyone. There's nothing about you and anyone who's listening to us that surprised God about you. God knew everything about you before you were even
Thank you.
born, as He told
Thank you.
Jeremiah, I knew you in your mother's womb. So it's nothing about
Yes.
God that surprised you. And we are all made in God's image, and we're all made in God's
Yes.
likeness. And God still wants to use you. God still wants to speak to you, and God wants to manifest Himself or herself through you. So no, it's not about how other humans may perceive or understand God or try to separate you and throw you out of a space that's supposed to be an inclusive space for all people. But
Yes.
no, we exist really, and I hope. In my future, I hope every church will be that is not only an inclusive space, but it is an affirming space to really help people to experience God for yourself, not through the preacher, not through your mom, your dad, and all these
Exactly.
other outside people, but what do you know God for you, and how have God been whatever God needed to be for you to determine your
Exactly.
relationship with God, and not a religion, because religion will kill you, but God
Exactly.
relationship will give you life. So that's
Yes,
the
and
most important thing.
exactly, because I'm like to myself, honey, I'm like, when people start doing all that talking stuff, I'm like, girl, whatever. I'm not even bothered because I know
No.
too, honey. Like they say, he didn't bring me this far to leave me here. All the stuff that I done been through, cancer and all the stuff and everything, breakdowns and all that stuff. So
Mm,
you gonna tell me, honey, God don't like me? Look where I'm at the damn gate. So, honey, if he didn't like me, honey, this would not be happening. And I
exactly.
do know, and there's some people you're going, but that's why God punished you. No, and they say God don't punish you. He doesn't punish us. So, honey, this is stuff that we had to go through. I had to go through, and I had to go through all of that to get to this you
Right.
know so
Yeah.
I don't it just doesn't bother me, but you know and the sad thing about it, and you be in these churches, honey, and then this part, Pastor Sam, they said, how in the hell you gonna talk about, honey, you can't have this girl can't go here, he can't go there, and they, like they said, you look to your left, there goes the pianist, then you look to the right, there goes the choir director, then you look on the damn pulpit, there goes the preacher. So it's just it's amazing how it is, but we get sometimes so caught up, in
Yeah.
religion or into, it's just if you don't know for yourself, like my mama said, if you don't care what the preacher said, then well, read the Bible for yourself. And
Yeah.
you just, you move on from there. But I don't let nobody get me caught up, into all this stuff. And I don't get, like I said, honey, you ain't for the upset me and do all that other stuff about, honey, the Adam and Eve, the Steve, and all that other stuff, honey. Because it is what it is. He made us all. And this is what it is. My friend just told me the other day she saw three dogs humping. I'm like, girl, she said really did. She did though, Pastor Sam. She said I had never seen that before. So girl, it's all happening. It's happening
They have
everywhere.
it
So
a threesome or a throuple. Yeah, I
that's
mean,
right.
no, you have had the privilege of understanding and accepting yourself for who you are and embracing it totally, so you can be fully Gary with the T, with no apologies. And I think every human being deserves that privilege to live in a space of freedom, to live in a space of liberation without the opinion of others, because everybody have an opinion, but I don't owe my critics nothing. I really don't.
Exactly.
And so, only thing that you and I and anyone else that is watching us is responsible for is fulfilling your purpose, living out your vision, living out your dream, so that you can live a life of fulfillment and not die literally with books and movies and other things inside of you because you were literally living for other people. No, live for
Exactly.
the purpose and the destiny in you. So, yeah,
But more people need to hear that though, Pastor Sam. Because let me tell you something. Like I
yeah.
said, after my parents found out, honey, that set me free. So that means I was able to be
Mm,
myself, honey. You can't
yeah,
tell me who I am. You can't tell my parents who I am, because they know
yeah,
who I am. And that's
yeah,
the sad thing about it. Because like you'll get a lot of these, like with a lot of these heterosexual guys, honey, they play that role and stuff. They play the role because, honey, they gotta live for their parents or they gotta live for
mm,
their girlfriends and stuff, and they just really not being them, honey. That is so sad that you have to do all this trickery and stuff like that. I thank God I don't have to do that, honey. I could be me and keep it moving. And like I tell a lot of people, do you know how much money they pay me to be me? Do you know how much
Right.
they pay me to be this damn punk and faggot or whatever you want to call me? You know how much you get? I get paid. You should be like me then, because you get a
Right.
bigger check. But it's just an interesting thing, though. But honey, I'm like, no, this is what it is, and I thank
Yeah.
God. You know, now for the purpose, though, Pastor Sammy, I get confused with that word. So I'm still
Hmm.
trying to find out the purpose. What is my purpose? I mean, I just wonder sometimes, and I know I shouldn't question it, but help me with that. What's the purpose when you tell us, about our purpose and stuff? What is my purpose? Just to entertain people, or to, make people happy? Because my ass could be very sad sometimes. So, what is my purpose?
I think when we think about the word purpose, it's all about, first of all, what is that thing that you hear your soul calling you to? That even if you did get paid, if you did not get paid not one check, what is that natural thing that flows out of you with no real intention of your own, that leads you to the road of purpose? What are you most drawn to? Uh, Also paints the picture of your purpose. And then what questions are you what questions are you asking, and what things are you most frustrated about? Because many times what you're frustrated about is because you are the answer. So what things are frustrating you? What things are you most passionate about? What is your soul calling you to? And what will you do if they didn't pay you not one dime? What will you do it? And it's always about, I believe it's always about starting with one thing. Because if you start with one thing that is at least in alignment with any of those four items, it will lead you to the next thing. So it's all about just literally listening to that internal instinct, that internal power, which some people call it God, or some people call it that knowing, but listening to it and allowing it to guide you through life. And I always say to people, look at the rhythm of your life. Like, what is the rhythm of your life? From age to age, from season to season, from day to day? What rhythm of your life that is consistent with what you believe for your purpose of being in the earth?
Well, you know what? One of the things is, I know I do. I love helping people and doing stuff for people. I used to be in nursing before I got in radio and TV,
Mm,
and I
yeah,
loved helping patients. And I said, if this stuff ended today, Pastor, I would go back to nursing school and get my RN license, because I just love helping
yeah.
people and doing it and stuff. So that was one of the things, and just,
But
I
that's
guess,
what you do right now. That is
yeah,
literally what you're doing now. Although you're not in a hospital or emergency room, but you are
physically,
a healer physically, but you are a healer through your radio, through your personality, through all of the witty things that you say. You make people laugh because laughter is good for the soul. Laughter is healing.
yeah,
If we can get a good laugh sometimes instead of crying, there is a
yeah.
release in laughter. And so to make people laugh, but also you make people think, and also you make people pay attention to color, which is important for us to be present and not absent from the word, but be present and smelling the rose, and be present and smelling and just thanking God for the breath that you breathe. When you think about those things, you are a healer in your own way.
Yeah. It's making me
My, my,
cry.
my, you got caught up. You got caught up.
Mhm.
That's it.
Yeah, but anyway, but I know, like, one time Oprah had said, honey, she said, if you like doing something bad enough, you'll do it for free. And I've
Yeah.
done, honey, a lot of free stuff and still doing a lot of free
Mm,
stuff,
hmm, hmm.
and I understand that, though. But it's just, but then after I didn't did all this, though, and made the world laugh, who makes me laugh? Smokey Robinson wrote the song "Tears of a Clown." Hell, I mean, y'all, this, Pastor Sammy. You're in the
Yes,
community. You're in
yes,
the world. You're in the
yes,
entertainment and all. So
yes,
you have. I can't be off.
yes. Yeah.
I got to be on all the time. I can't be off.
Mm.
So what I do is I just come to the damn apartment and sit in my apartment and channel surf TV, honey, and go to the mall or whatever and stuff like that. But it's just I mean, who makes the clown laugh, so to speak?
No, that's a really good question, because the honest, the truth matter is there's a lot of people asking that question. Like, I'm able to give the world all of this, but who come back and replenish or put that same energy back into me. And I say to people all the time, because I deal with it myself, is that you have to find your way of receiving the oil. You cannot pour out of an empty cup, and you have to pour out of your overflow in order for your cup to be full, that it runneth over. So you have to find your oasis. If you don't have a person, you got to find that place. If you don't have that place, you may need to go to YouTube, but you need to find something that help keeps your cup full, that your
Yeah,
oil can overflow. And you may have to be creative until someone comes that can be that, or to something come, but you have to find it. Like, we
yeah,
are
but
forever making sure that we find it.
you said a word about receiving, and I'm the type of person, I'm not good at receiving.
That's
When
not
people give
good.
me stuff and I just, it's hard for me to receive. I just give. I love giving, but receiving is just hard for me to receive.
You
You
have
know,
to be able to
I
receive, because
know that, but
if
Pastor,
you keep giving, you're giving of your all. You're giving of your all. You're emptying your cup, and your all is never being refilled. So if you don't receive, it can't be filled. So you have
I
to be
know,
comfortable with receiving.
but
And
I
being
guess I got to
comfortable with
work on it.
receiving, yeah, it's being vulnerable. It's opening your heart to receive. Open your heart to, like, dismiss some of the stuff that has caused you. Um, through your life, to say, no, I don't think I want to receive. But no, you gotta, like, check it. You gotta really figure out how to receive the love, how to receive the laughter, how to receive the gifts, how to receive the handshake. Sometimes how to receive like a full hug.
You know what? I have a coworker that I hug at least twice a week. It is just so nice to get a hug. A
Yeah,
hug. Do you know how much a hug the difference a hug make? It makes a big difference. I just
a
love
big
it.
difference.
But then too, I love getting a hug from that person too. So, but it's just very interesting though that you said all this stuff, because one of my problems is, and I know that I just got to get better on it. I don't know how to trust. I just don't trust, honey.
Mm,
Oh my God, me and trusting people. That's why I'm not in a relationship now, because I just don't trust
mm,
people. And then I know I'm not who I used to be. And all the
mm, mm.
surgeries and all the stuff that I'm not that same person no more. And I just feel that, it ain't gonna work. So, I just it's just that's just it, Pastor Sammy. So I'm just like, why even go through wasting my time and yours, damn it? Because when it's time to get to the point where you ready, I'm like, oh, so no, I just can't.
But I mean, of course, that's why I say you have to figure out some nuanced ways of
Yeah,
addressing things or relationships or encounters or whatever it may be. Because all of our lives, we all evolve. We're not the same person we were 10 years ago, and the list goes on.
mm-hmm.
We all have a part of evolution that happens in our life. And so we have to go with the evolution. And direct our energy towards the people that are part of the evolution and the revolution that happens in our life. And those people will understand it. They will get it. It will be someone that you don't have to explain it all to. But you got to be open. You have to be open for the new. You cannot pour new wine into old bottles. It can't handle it. So you have to be willing to let go and let God. And in order to let go and let God, you got to trust. You got to trust something.
Yeah.
You have to believe that better is coming, and not only coming, that better is here, and that I deserve it, and I won't take no for an answer.
Cause I'm such a no nonsense person. You tell me one lie out, I don't want to talk to you no damn more. I didn't ask you for that damn lie, so don't tell me no lies. That just bothers me here. Then I be telling my friends, and I'm just saying that this is not in my situation, but I mean close to it. But I was like, who in the hell gonna want a damn punk with no toes or nothing like that? You know how we are in this damn community. He ain't got no damn toes, so I just don't want to. I just don't want to go through that to be falling in love with you and we talking, and then one day you just happen to look down at my feet and I ain't got no damn toes. And then now I'm hurt and humiliated and stuff. So that's what it is, Pastor.
But
Even
you
though I
know
do
what?
have,
Somebody will love your no toes. Somebody will get
well,
on
they better
there.
damn raise their hand and show up there, because hell, if it's I got toes, but I'm just saying I got some other parts might be missing. But anyway, it's just sorry.
Right, it's not about your toes. Somebody, and my friends be like, Pastor Sarah, you just so, like, out in la la la. But somebody will love you for you. Somebody will love your personality.
Yeah.
Somebody will love the words that come out of your mouth. They will love the timbre and the uniqueness of your voice. Someone will love the fingernails and your
Yeah.
fingertips. And when you touch them, it changed their life. You just have
Well,
to see it. You
I guess
see
I
it.
do, Pastor. And
If
my
you
friends tell
see
me that
it,
all
it'll
the
show up.
time.
Oh
I
my
need
God, you
to
see
then.
it. No, if you
Okay.
see it, it'll show up. It's let me tell you, somebody waiting in the wings to talk to Gary.
Really? Well, they need to damn it show up then, honey. Come on, because I'm waiting in the winds too, hell. So we both, hopefully we
But you
don't
gotta
fly
tr-
by
you
each
gotta
other.
you gotta you gotta trust them. You gotta trust them. Just
I
be
know. I
open
gotta
to
get
trust.
out. I guess I have to get out, honey. I just guess I need to get out, and do so. I don't know, but it's just,
You are a man of experience. You're a man of
yeah,
experience. You're
I
not
guess so.
you're not a kid. You come with experience to the table. So
That's right.
somebody can meet you right there. They can come to the
Yeah,
table with experience too.
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess, I just keep reliving, honey, the past, though, past. I relive the past, honey. Back in the days, how they would scorn you, honey, and say all kind of things, about you. So I was like, you ain't gonna say shit about me. But it's just,
Well, the past is behind you, so we won't spend a lot of time looking behind. We want to like make forward steps. How
yeah,
can we make forward movements?
how they said that's why the windshield is bigger than the whatever that look, the rear view
The rear
mirror.
view mirror. Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess, but
Yeah, nobody follows a parked car. And let me tell you something about men. Most men, all men is like a builder. So if a man, it don't matter, he got one leg and one arm and no toes. If he going somewhere,
mm,
somebody will be attracted to that because men and women love a man that's a builder.
yeah. Well, okay. Thank you
And
for
you a
that word.
builder. You
Yeah,
a
I sure
builder.
am a builder. Yes, I am. But anyway, Pastor, so what else is going on, honey? We didn't. Did you expect this?
I did, no, I did not expect this. And I'm like trying not to laugh on this camera
No,
with
you're
you and trying to,
great.
keep it very positive and
Yeah, we
stay very
positive,
stern.
but we just being real, honey. Somebody needs to hear this word, honey.
Somebody do need to hear it, and I appreciate your candid honesty. Like I literally embrace it. That's who you are because you're Gary with the T.
That's right. So, honey, like they say, I ain't for everybody, but honey, for all those that's listening, I'm for you. So, Pastor, so tell me what else is going on in Pastor Sammie's life now? So we know, honey, he's in Los Angeles. He's doing great things, honey, for the LGBTQ community. What else
Yeah.
is going on?
I am. So I do have a multi level of things going on. I'm currently the VP of marketing for I Elevate Plus TV, which is all about creating content and telling our stories from the Black LGBT perspective. That is at ielevateplusTV.com, and you can watch it on Roku and Apple. So we have from dramas to short films to reality shows, and we're still building content because we're very new. So that is something really exciting that I'm doing. And then I'm also getting ready for the I Elevate National Conference that is coming to Atlanta, Georgia through
Oh,
July 20th through the 24th. And you've been to our Black Tie event. I believe you were there actually last year, and I know you were there
mm,
maybe like 2 years ago, that you've been to the Black Tie Gala that happens in Atlanta every year, and that's returning that
yeah,
same week of July the 20th through the 24th. So that's exciting because that's a weekend where we do so much from empowerment, enrichment, of course, church, but we also do, live show, paint and sieves, comedy show, gospel brunch, and the
mhm.
list just continues. So it's an exciting, exciting weekend, and I literally, if I keep going on, I just got a lot going on. I do.
Yeah, well, that's
I just
good,
got a
honey.
lot
It's
going
good to be busy, honey, because I mean, when you're busy, that means, honey, we know you're around and doing great things. So, so LA, what is? I mean, I've been to LA a couple of times, and we branched
Yeah,
out of LA and stuff. I love LA. So between LA and Atlanta, so I mean, which
yeah.
one do you just really prefer the best? And I mean, so I,
I prefer
I
Los
know this.
Angeles.
Oh wow, you would say that.
I
There's
prefer Los
different
Angeles.
communities though.
Yes. So there, Los Angeles to me is very different from Atlanta, Georgia. How people engage, how people connect, and the community as a whole is different from Atlanta, Georgia. However, Los Angeles is also like more liberal, and the weather is beautiful, and although it gets cold, but it doesn't get cold enough where you need a fur. Although people will do it, it's only for style and fashion, but you don't need a fur out here because it never
Yeah,
really gets that cold. So the weather to me is like always really great, and I always wanted to live in a place where the weather was a little bit more warmer throughout the entire year. So I love that about it, and I love the atmosphere, the blue skies, the palm trees, the sunshine. Like you cannot deny that Los
yeah.
Angeles is a beautiful place. But I will say, when you go to like a place like Atlanta is beautiful too. It's a lot of amazing, beautiful brothers in Atlanta.
They ain't worth the
That
shit, but anyway. Oh yeah, me too.
I can't, I can't.
I'm sorry, Pastor Sam.
I can't.
Was that
But
that was under my breath? I said,
but Atlanta happens to be so diverse in how it engages the community as a whole, and the freedom that you have in Atlanta, I think is beautiful. But
really?
yeah, I prefer Los Angeles though over Atlanta any day.
Yeah, I've been here now 11 years. I moved here for the TV show, and but Atlanta, I mean, it's nice, but I don't see the where the organizations, and when I was in Dallas, we used to have a little organization called the Men's Gathering where we would meet once a month and
Mm.
just talk about different things. I would love to partake in something like that. I don't even know where it's at. I don't even know who's in the community, to be honest with you, in Atlanta, because I just don't go anywhere. If
Oh
friends come to
man.
visit, not nothing. If friends come to visit me, now when y'all organizations parties and different things come up, the balls and stuff come up, I'm invited to it, and I'll be glad to go somewhere. But in the meantime, during the week or whatever, honey, I don't know where nothing is, nothing, because I don't really socialize, with people, because nobody don't socialize with me. So
Oh
I
wow.
know
There's a
none of
lot of
this.
stuff that happens
Really?
in
Do they
Atlanta
have little
though.
organizations, like little things, like little gatherings that you could meet and talk about different things that's going on in the community? Well, I need to know about it then, because honey, I show ain't, like I said, 11 years, and I have not been to
Wow.
nothing of the sort. So
Oh yeah, they are like I was just at a Black Tie Gala for this organization out of Washington D.C. called Speak Out. The Speak Out is in D.C., is in Atlanta, is in Charlotte, and they have daily conversations on social media. Plus, they have these now they're back to in-person meetings where you
yeah, because
actually
I'm
can
an
come in,
in-person
meet,
person.
and
I
sit
ain't
down.
trying to know.
Yeah.
I want to
Well, if
be
you're
in
like me and
person.
you're virtual and zoomed out.
Yes.
But they have those meetings. There are like three Black strong organizations there in Atlanta. And I will say that the beautiful thing about Los Angeles too, they're like great organizations here, like In the Meantime and Ahmad, who have these not only virtual meetings, but they have in-person meetings every week, every Tuesday, where men get together and talk about various topics or being proud of, like this month is about mental health. So they're dealing with mental health issues
See that?
from mental to spiritual to physical, and the age of men that are in the room, actually, it is intergenerational. So it's from young to older men, all mixed into one. It's a great way to unite, communicate, but also meet new people, and something may
Yeah,
happen
that's
out
what
of
I would
that.
like to do. Yeah, I mean, but I have
Yeah.
not been to nothing. I haven't even heard of anything. I didn't even know they had that
Really?
here. Yes, I
I
did
would think
not
you would be
know.
on the front line of it,
Honey,
just because of
yeah,
radio.
exactly. No, but I don't hear none of that. 11 years, I've never been to a meeting with nobody or nothing. And I would love to know, if they have those type of things. Like I said, they had it in Dallas when I lived in Dallas. So, I mean, but I have not seen, haven't met anybody. Because maybe because it's me, because I don't go nowhere, and stuff to meet these people or whatever. But, when there's, like I said, when there's an
Yeah,
event,
I have to email you a couple things that
yes, you
happen
do.
in Atlanta that are specifically to
Yeah.
that. Now I will say Atlanta have more they're more networking parties or just parties altogether, but they do have some forums where they actually sit down and they talk about, I hope it's okay to talk about it, but they talk about HIV, and they also talk about PrEP and changes in your body and what does it mean for you at
Yeah.
this age or that age. Like they really have these like real one-on-one and intimate conversations with gay men in the room.
Yeah. Now, this might sound crazy, Pastor Sammy, so I'm just speaking my truth, honey. I didn't
Okay.
even know damn HIV was still around until I talked to Tina Knowles this morning. I interviewed her because she's doing some things with HIV and what have you. Her and Kelly. I mean
Michelle.
Michelle. I'm like, it shocked me. I'm like, oh, that's because everybody talking about Corona and all these other things, and I just didn't know until I spoke with her today. So it's very interesting, honey. I definitely
Oh,
need to
it's a
know.
real thing. It is still within the Black community, even out here in Los Angeles, and it's still apparent in Atlanta, Georgia. The Black exposure is still very high. Our numbers are still very high,
Yeah,
even with
that's
all the
what she
medicines
said.
and
That's what we
PrEP
were talking about.
that is available. The numbers are still high, and we have to really pay attention. And the stigma is real. Like we are out here. working hard. Like I have also integrated talking about HIV and PrEP, and sometimes in some of my sermons, because I'm trying to dismantle these harsh reality of what they call stigma. And people, young and old, are still dying once they contract HIV because they would not take the meds or would not go and get checked until it's too late. So it's a real thing. We still got a lot of work to do around having those conversations because it's alive and real.
Yeah, I guess, but well, like I said, just give me something because I'm like, I would love to partake in that and do stuff, with those different organizations, but I don't know anything about them. So I have
Yeah, I'm gonna have
nerves.
to make sure that you get some of the information so that you can
Yeah,
actually go into the
e-
room and maybe even be able to lead some of those conversations.
exactly. Because I don't, like I said, I don't care if my psychiatrist, honey, when he was doing the internet stuff, I said, well, I guess I'll stay crazy until you come, we get out of this here. Because, honey, I ain't fit to sit there and do no computing. I need to feel your spirit. I need to,
Yes.
just feel you in the room. So I'm a
Yeah.
person, in person. So,
Yeah, me too. The touch cannot be replaced by the virtual
no,
digital. Like the touch is
no.
real. You want to feel the touch sometime rather than
Exactly. And I want to make
virtually
sure,
see a person.
yeah, I want to feel my money, honey, going. So I want
Right.
to make sure. So, but yeah, but anyway, well, Pastor Sammie, I mean, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here.
I hope the community don't start throwing rocks at you. How the hell you talk that crazy bitch, honey? What do you say? He said, I don't want nobody to get upset with you. Because we were having a one-on-one. We were talking a great, honey, personal conversation, honey. Keeping it, as y'all say, real and all that other stuff.
No, this is really, really good. I appreciate you providing the space to even have the conversation and inviting me. I have no shame in having this conversation. I was excited to have this conversation. I have always honored the work that you do. When I was in Atlanta, Georgia, I was definitely listening to you every morning on my way to
Well,
work because I love the color of the day. And
that's
so,
right,
like,
baby, honey. People like, what's the color today? Honey, y'all know the color. The color, I said, Miss Farbarker would never go into Neiman's and say, oh, I would like to have that white blouse. She would go and say, I want that alabaster colored
see,
blouse. And
that
then you
part.
got the rest of us, oh, give me that white blouse. And, that's where the high end and the low end came in. High end alabaster, low end white. So there you have it. So, but thank you so much for listening
Yeah.
and Pastor Sammie. So you in LA, so I guess one day, Gospel, we'll pass each other's path again, and then
Yeah, I
I'll
hope
see
to
you.
see you at the conference this year in Atlanta
In June, yeah, in
in
June,
July,
in
July
July,
20th
yeah,
through 24th. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Gospel, definitely, honey. I will definitely, honey, be there again, honey. So in the meantime, tell everybody how they could reach you, Pastor Sammie, because we want people to reach out, honey, because there's a lot of people out there that probably want to reach out to you and learn more about your ministry and all that other good stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'll give just two ways. You can go through Instagram, look up I at Vision Church LA, or you can do at Sammie Haynes Inc. is my Instagram, or you can go to visionlosangeles.org or SammieHaynes.com. I am there.
All right, we almost have the same last name. Isn't that crazy?
Uh,
Because my
that's
last name is
divine connection.
Hayes.
That's
Yeah.
divine connection.
Yes. All right, Ilyana. Yes, honey.
Divine connection.
Divine
Yeah,
connection, honey.
divine connection.
Yes, honey. Well, Sammie, I want you to have a great day, honey, and a better tomorrow. And thanks again for coming on, honey. And Feliz Navidad.
Ah, thank you. Gracias.
De nada. All right, y'all, honey. That was Pastor Sammie, honey. And if you love that interview, just go ahead and check yes here and check yes there and check everywhere because I'm so glad you all tuned in today, honey. It was a great conversation. It brought me to tears, honey, because I'm a very sensitive person and I'm sensitive about my work. Who said that? Me. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a great weekend, honey. And we will do this again on next time. What is it? Bye.